Okay, so let's be honest for a second. Job interviews, they can be kind of nerve-wracking, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what if you could walk in feeling like you already have a leg up? That you're totally prepared.
Right.
We're diving into an article today that says ChatGPT might be that secret weapon that you've been waiting for.
Interesting.
Yeah, it actually suggests that AI can help with everything.
Wow.
From researching the company to actually practicing those tricky interview questions that always seem to trip us up.
It is really intriguing how AI is moving beyond, just like tasks and like data entry and stuff. And it's actually moving into these areas that we used to think required, human skills like communication and strategic thinking. This shift in how we learn and develop is fascinating.
It is, and it's happening so fast.
Yeah.
The article that we're looking at starts off by talking about how ChatGPT can just completely revolutionize how you do research before an interview. Instead of spending hours combing through websites and articles, you could just ask ChatGPT to give you like a targeted rundown of the company, their mission. Recent news, anything you need.
That's great.
Think about all the time that could save.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Right.
Imagine you have like a research assistant that can instantly sift through mountains of data and pull out the most relevant points for you. I mean, that's the power that ChatGPT offers.
It's like a research assistant right in your pocket.
Exactly.
I love that. The article actually gives an example. Let's say you're applying to Patagonia.
Okay.
You could literally ask ChatGPT, give me a concise overview of Patagonia's mission and their recent sustainability initiatives.
That's a great question.
And boom, just like that, you have tailored insights. Or let's say you're like a content strategist hoping to land a role at Airbnb.
Okay.
You could ask it, summarize recent developments at Airbnb that would be relevant to a content strategist role. So smart. The key here is that you're getting information curated specifically for the role that you're actually after.
Right.
Not just like generic company data.
Exactly.
It's like having a cheat sheet for your interview prep.
Yeah. No more frantic Googling trying to remember that one quote from the CEO that you saw like 3 hours ago.
I've been there.
But, okay, here's where things get really interesting. The article says that ChatGPT can help you come up with incredibly specific interview questions.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not talking about those generic ones that you find on every job site.
Yeah.
This is about getting questions tailored to your industry and the specific role you're interviewing for.
Okay, so how does that work?
So ChatGPT can actually analyze job descriptions. It can look at industry trends.
Interesting.
And even a company's specific interview style to generate questions that are much more likely to come up in a real interview. It's like having a window into the minds of those interviewers.
It's a little scary, but also exciting at the same time. Yeah, it is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So for instance, if you are a UX designer applying to a tech startup, you could ask ChatGPT, what are some common interview questions for UX design roles in tech startups?
Excellent.
And it would give you a list of questions that are specific to that role and that industry. Or let's say you're aiming for like a product manager position at, say, Amazon. You might ask it, what kind of strategic questions are typically asked during a product manager interview at Amazon?
That's really smart. Having that level of insight into what they're going to ask can make a huge difference in your preparation.
Huge. You're not just practicing random questions anymore. You're focusing on the ones that are most likely to actually matter.
Right.
That kind of targeted practice, I think, could be a game changer for a lot of people. But wait, there's more. The article claims that ChatGPT doesn't stop at just giving you questions. It can actually help you practice answering them, too.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a built-in mock interview partner.
I love that. It's like an on-demand interview coach available 24/7. And honestly, sometimes asking friends to do mock interviews,
oh my gosh,
it can be more awkward than helpful.
It is so odd.
You might hold back on giving you like honest feedback, or maybe they're just not familiar with the specific interview style that you're preparing for.
Right. Or they're like way too nice.
Exactly.
And they don't actually want to give you any critical feedback.
Or they're way too harsh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can't win.
You can't win.
But with ChatGPT, you don't have to worry about those awkward silences or trying to schedule a time that works for everyone.
Right.
The article really highlights how ChatGPT hits that sweet spot. It provides realistic questions and feedback without the emotional baggage.
I love that. It takes the personal bias out of the equation.
Right.
ChatGPT is purely focused on the content and the delivery of your answers, which is incredibly valuable.
Yes.
You can highlight areas for improvement
Yeah.
without making it feel personal.
Right. It's not your best friend telling you that you sound dumb.
Exactly.
So how would you actually use ChatGPT for a mock interview?
Okay.
What are some good prompting strategies that you could use?
The key is to be really specific with your prompts. Instead of just saying, give me a mock interview,
Right.
try something like, pretend that you are interviewing me for a senior programming role at Spotify.
Okay.
This helps ChatGPT tailor the questions to the specific role and the company.
That makes a lot of sense. And the article also mentions that you can focus on specific types of questions, too.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you could say something like, give me a mock behavioral interview,
Okay.
focusing on managing difficult colleagues.
Right.
So you can really get into the nitty-gritty
Yeah.
and practice those really tough situations.
It's about making those practice sessions as relevant and as realistic as possible.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah, it really does feel like personalized learning is taking like a quantum leap forward with these AI tools. And the possibilities are pretty much endless, but the article doesn't stop at just generating questions and doing like mock interviews.
Right.
It also talks about using ChatGPT to actually refine and improve your answers.
Okay, so let's say you've done a mock interview with ChatGPT and you've identified some answers that feel a bit clunky or just not as strong as they could be. How can you use ChatGPT to actually make those answers shine?
It's like having an on-demand writing and communication coach right at your fingertips.
Right.
Let's say you fall back on that classic, my biggest weakness is perfectionism response.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there, right?
Totally.
You can actually take that answer, feed it right into ChatGPT, and ask for suggestions.
So you could literally say something like, how can I rephrase this answer to sound more genuine and less cliche?
Exactly. Or let's say you're describing how you handle like a challenging situation at work, but your answer feels a bit defensive.
Okay.
You could ask ChatGPT, can you help me make this answer about resolving a team conflict sound more collaborative and less defensive?
It's like having a little AI editor that can help you polish your thoughts and make your answers really stand out.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know, it's great.
But before we get too carried away with this whole idea of ChatGPT being like the ultimate interview guru, the article does offer a word of caution.
Okay.
And I think this is where your insights are particularly valuable.
Okay.
ChatGPT can be incredibly helpful.
Right.
But we can't forget that it's still a tool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
ChatGPT can't fully replace human intuition or emotional intelligence.
Right.
Those are qualities that are still absolutely essential in a job interview.
It's not going to pick up on those subtle cues in the interviewer's body language or their tone of voice.
Right.
And it certainly can't replicate that genuine human connection.
Yeah.
That can be so important in making a good impression.
It's true. Think of ChatGPT as like a really powerful starting point.
Okay.
Not the final word.
Right.
Don't let it dictate your every word or try to like become some AI-generated version of yourself. Authenticity and personality are still absolutely key.
It's about finding that sweet spot between leveraging AI's insights and staying true to yourself.
Absolutely.
The article mentions that sometimes ChatGPT's suggestions can sound a bit robotic or overly formal.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that you want to come across as a real person, someone that the interviewers can connect with on a human level.
Right. It's a partnership, not a replacement.
Right.
Use ChatGPT to strengthen your own ideas in your communication style, not to create like a completely new persona for yourself.
So if we were to distill all of this down to like a key takeaway, it seems like AI might not be handing out jobs just yet.
Okay.
But it can definitely level up your interview game.
Absolutely.
It can help you research more effectively, practice more strategically, and refine your answers to sound more confident and persuasive.
Totally. And I think this raises an interesting question for us to kind of ponder.
Okay.
As AI continues to evolve, how might it further transform the job search process and our approach to like career development in general?
Right.
Will we see even more personalized and interactive tools emerge in the future?
Yeah, it does feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible here.
Absolutely.
And the article ends on a rather thought-provoking note. It mentions how ChatGPT can't fully grasp human emotions yet, but then it leaves us with this very open question.
Okay.
Could AI, with its capacity for learning and adaptation, one day develop like a deeper understanding of human emotions?
It's a fascinating and maybe a slightly unsettling thought.
Right.
Could AI eventually analyze not just your words, but also your tone of voice,
Yeah.
your facial expressions, even like subtle body language cues.
Whoa, imagine an AI that could assess your emotional intelligence during an interview.
That would be wild.
That's next level. Yeah, it is kind of mind-boggling to think about all of that.
It is.
The possibilities and the potential implications are huge.
Right.
But for now, at least, it seems like ChatGPT could be a pretty amazing tool to have in your arsenal.
Yeah.
If you're gearing up for a job interview.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Even if you just focus on using it for research, generating those targeted questions and practicing your answers, that alone, I think, could give you a significant edge.
Right. It's like having a supercharged research assistant and interview coach all rolled into one.
Yeah, and it's so accessible.
It's amazing how accessible these tools are becoming.
It really is. It's certainly democratizing access to this kind of preparation. I mean, in the past, this level of support might have required, expensive coaching services or insider connections.
Right.
Now, with AI tools like ChatGPT, it's becoming much more widely available.
I'm curious what you think about this idea of AI potentially becoming the interviewer someday. Is that a future that we should be preparing for?
It's certainly a possibility we can't ignore. AI is evolving so rapidly, and its role in the hiring process is likely to expand. But even if AI takes on more responsibilities in the interview process, I think the human element will always be crucial.
I agree. Ultimately, jobs aren't just about skills and qualifications. They're about people, about finding the right fit for both the company and the individual.
Exactly. And that often requires a level of nuanced understanding, empathy, and human connection that AI, at least for now, can't fully replicate.
Right. It's a good reminder that even in an increasingly automated world, our uniquely human qualities will always be valuable.
I agree.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've explored how ChatGPT can be such a powerful tool for job interview preparation, from research and question generation to actually practicing answers and even refining your communication style.
We've talked about a lot, and we've even delved into some of the potential implications of AI in hiring and the importance of using these tools thoughtfully and ethically.
I hope you found this deep dive insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring. And if this conversation has sparked any new ideas or questions for you, we encourage you to continue exploring. The future of work is constantly evolving.
It really is.
And it's up to all of us to engage with these new technologies in a way that benefits individuals and society as a whole. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be sharing your own AI-powered job search success story.
That'd be awesome.
Until then, best of luck out there in the job market.
Good luck, everyone.